Let us head to the final mission, kind of. Essentially the final mission, in which I don't know what's going to happen here, but I'm pretty sure this is the last thing that we need to do before we end the game. There's also apparently an epilogue, so I'm kind of interested in what's going to happen there. And honestly, I'm really interested if it will have a part in the epilogue that's like, hey, because of all the choices you've made, here's the consequences thus far. I think that would be kind of cool to see. And again, we really just need to run past these guys.
Watch yourselves. There's one of
Just keep going. Just keep running. And there we go. Okay, well, we got some more dudes. Yeah, you guys, you fight that and that. Good luck with those. Have fun. Later, losers. Don't need your XP. I don't need nothing. The only thing I need to do is to get through here without spending too much time wasted. Because honestly, again, you know, leveling up isn't going to happen anymore. I'm not making enough XP to justify doing anything. So I actually want to go to my left here because I don't want to jump across and get to the warehouse and then, you know, have to fight a werewolf or something. It's easier for me just to go this way and then take a right at this gate to go up through here. I like this is a success in my eyes with this game. I know this area. Like, I'm becoming very familiar with many areas within their version of London. I think that's only a good thing because it could have very easily have been the situation where I'm just perpetually lost in this city. But much like The Witcher 3 and the main city there, you do kind of get used to where things are and you're able to start navigating based on what you remember versus, you know, having to look at the map. And I think that's really, really good. So I dodge these guys. Don't want to kill them. Don't want anything to do with them. They can follow me all they like, but I want to... Wait, why can't I get into that door now? Do I have to go the other direction? Okay, you and your stupid... Okay, let's finish these guys off real quick. Because apparently they can also deflect my attacks. I'm really getting tired of that. I wish that I could have a deflect description. Maybe there is a part in the game that allows that, but I haven't seen it yet. So why is this door closed? Oh, it's because I was in combat. Okay, I see. Cool. I was expecting this to be the easiest way down into here, and as it turns out, it does appear to be the case. Just a little bit more.
I have this thirst for blood.
Because I know that I'm gonna end the game with a boss fight, so the more blood I can get, the better. Just to prepare myself. Now I am unsure of what's about to transpire. Because, like, where did what's-her-face go? She just kind of ditched me because she realized that she was, like,
This place has been ransacked.
Carrier. Locate Harriet Jones. Okay, here we go. District status serious for the Skulls.
They've all been slaughtered. Pre-one. No, not their style.
I don't like this. I do not like this one bit. That's a lot of blood. That is a lot of blood. Wasn't she back here?
Where has Harriet gone? She must have left a trail I could follow.
I don't know. Maybe I could follow the giant blood trail. What is going to happen? You know, I bet there's a collectible in this area that I have forgotten to pick up. I'm not saying, I'm just saying. Ooh, yeah, this definitely goes this direction. Was this open before? I believe it was, because this goes back into the sewer. Okay. Is this the correct way? Am I going to have a boss fight in the same arena that I fought the big dude? Fergal or whatever his name was? Is it Fergus? Or something like that. I don't remember what it was. Ooh, no, this is definitely new. Pembroke or Finsbury Reservoir. Oh, there's my dude. I've been waiting for anything about you in this entire game, and I haven't gotten any information, so please, expose on me.
Take not a step further, child, for you are unprepared.
You, at last. I wondered when you would show your face again. Step away. We have nothing to discuss.
Desist, child. You cannot confront the monstrosity unleashed upon this land without due preparation. I shall not allow it.
All right. But no more riddles. Enough of the obscure songs and prophecies. I ask questions, and you answer them.
My words have been as clear as crystal lakes, my child. You seem unwilling to drink, to listen, to learn.
Okay. So let's get as much information as we can here with all of his exposition, because I feel like I've been waiting for this stuff the entire game. They've been teasing it the entire game. It's like, are we finally going to get payoff?
Why did you choose me?
Only you could provide a modern, scientific answer to this ancient, mystical threat.
Okay. There is an ancient mystical threat, and only I could provide a modern answer.
What kind of modern answer?
Disease, contagion, and contamination. How they course through veins is your dominion, my child. Your choices have made you. Only you can save this land.
Speak to me of this ancient threat.
The blood of hate. Vessel of the wrath of the goddess. When she awakens, a disaster will be born into this world, for she is hunger and anger.
More riddles.
What is your true appearance?
I do not understand. This is who I am.
Blood? You are made of blood. Surely you are joking.
Why would I? And no, I'm not made of blood. I am blood. Blood is what I am since my birth and for eternity.
It's just, I'm trying to understand so hard right now.
But who are you really? Tell me your name.
I am your maker. I am the servant of the Red Goddess and protector of this land. I have many names.
Just give me one, then.
There are those who call me Merdin Wild, the Wild Horned Man. But I never was a man. I was born out of blood.
Are you like the blood god? Like what?
I'm here to stop Harriet Jones. She is the original carrier. The well from which this corruption flows.
I have heard you, but be wary. Harriet Jones's mind is no more. She has metamorphosed into an apocalypse. Born from, drenched in, and driven by the blood of hate.
Okay. What is the blood of hate?
What is the blood of hate?
It is the curse of the goddess. It is the hunger in you, the need for blood, the will to strike and to punish, to spit in the eye of God.
What is a disaster?
Tell me about this disaster, creature. I know London fell victim to such a thing in 1666.
A disaster is pure anger born through blood. Its name means bad star, for they only appear when our queen unleashes her unquenchable wrath upon the world.
Okay, who is this queen?
And who is this queen?
She is the Red Goddess, the Queen of Blood. In my youth, 100 lifetimes ago, she was worshipped as the Morrigan. She is my mother. She is yours, too.
The Morrigan? The Celtic goddess of war? Is this a ruse of some kind?
She has been worshipped in many forms throughout the ages. The true nature of the Red Queen is beyond your comprehension, eluding even mine. But know this, she is a vengeful mother.
So we kind of got a little bit of this recently with the the cure for the blindness thing, because when we went into there, or it was something in that episode, I don't quite remember what it was. I believe it was a letter that we found, like a collectible letter that we found in the progress of doing that, which talked about the Celtic like druids coming back, and it was Redgrave saying like, hey, we need, like, these people are, you know, not what they appear. And I think that because this all goes back to the Celtic goddess, like with Morrigan, like there's some lineage going on here, which is really interesting, but I don't know if they're going to explore it any further on this in this game, and that disappoints me. Or maybe I'm just missing something.
So the disaster is some sort of accident. A disease vampires carry dormant in their blood, waiting to emerge.
That's your modern answer. But a disaster is at the same time both less and more.
Tell me what it is then, in your own words.
A disaster is the pure will of our queen. Whenever she dreams of walking this earth, she awakes in this putrid vessel.
Okay.
I only wish to know how to put an end to this epidemic.
To perform an act so noble, you must protect yourself from its poisonous kiss, my child.
How am I going to do that?
I know. McCullum used such a serum when trying to kill me. However, I have produced a more efficacious version of the antidote.
Your final task awaits you at the end of these tunnels. I've known for ages you were worthy of this challenge, my champion, Bittersweet.
Okay, moving on.
What will happen thereafter? What future awaits me beyond these dark tunnels?
Your fate, my child, and the fate of this land. A disaster is about to enter this world to smite us all and teach us humility. You are our final hope.
Will it be over then? Once I've defeated this creature?
Yes. The threat will dissipate like so much smoke, for you will have purified its source.
And then what? What will become of me?
How would I know? I am no god, and your fate is in your own hands. For you are our champion.
Okay.
You tricked me. My sister died for your schemes. I have brought suffering and tragedy into this world. I am not, nor will I ever be your champion.
Very soon you'll come to know that sacrifice is sometimes necessary. I understand the grudge a child bears towards his father and mother. Be brave, my child.
That was weird. I have many thoughts on that narrative, which I will share towards the end of the game. I'm curious how it's all going to wrap up, so like, I don't know. I gotta go that way, but I am, of course, gonna go look this way, because you never know, right? Is there a, oh, this apparently leads out, which I don't want to do, but I do want to unlock it. So there's always that. Okay. Oh, and this was that door that was, I see. Well, at least that door is now finally unlocked. Not that it's going to make too much of a difference. But hey, this is clearly if I really wanted to, I could go back and level up and do some other things if I needed.
These poor skulls didn't stand a chance.
Okay, what, you see I have more things? Ooh, I got a rat.
This is despicable.
Despicable, but lovely, because I get more blood.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Well, I can, because I need more blood. This is a cool battle arena. Why, you gotta puke? That's gross. Stop doing that. Stop it.
Oh, I'm sick. So sick. Doctor, help me, please. I'm in such pain.
I'll be glad to be of assistance.
Ah, like your help, Doris. Liars, all of you.
Ew.
My poor baby. I've been such a bad mother. But the Queen herself forgave me. Gave me another chance.
Harriet, you must stop all of this. I can't let you infect anyone else.
How dare you interfere with the Red Queen's plans, Doctor? How can you stop the course of nature?
Okay. Oh, I used it. What is that gonna do to me?
Took my daughter from me.
Wait, what did that just do to me? Okay, let's use this. Yeah, that. I'm trying to not be anywhere near her little poison crap, but you never know. So let's jump in. So let's jump in. Bam, bam, bam. Bite her. Okay, we're doing good so far. Pop her with that. Woo. That's a weird arm. Okay, I need to get stamina. Let's not get that. Why do I have a feeling there's gonna be multiple phases? Bite her. Get that blood back, of course. Whew. Beat her down. Oh, okay, move away. Yep, multiple phases. I was like, that was way too easy. Oh, maybe not. What was that? Huh? Red Queen's avatar? Oh my goodness.
What do you think it is? Oh, how infinitely, how intensely, how irredeemably are you all going to suffer now?
This is awesome. This is the coolest boss fight in the game, which of course it needs to be. Oh, this is so cool. And thematically it works. Oh, does it work? Let's not get hit by that. You know, I can do that too, woman. Okay, but I can't bite her. So I need to keep that in mind. Okay, I just need some...
Give me more. They are so young, so
Okay, good to know that she summons ads. Ow, ow. Oh, but I can bite these. So I can get blood back this way. Okay, that's good to know. So, mechanically... Okay, this is like a... I'm having to think like a WoW raid. So... Oh, that's bad. Okay, that could have been worse. So, thematically speaking... or strategically speaking, when the bloods come out, that's how I regain my blood. So I'm going to use this time to get as much damage. Okay. Bite. Give me that blood back. Bite. And the other ones have now gone, so I get about 2 out of that. Ow. Heal up. Whew. Yeah, she moves quick. Ah, jeez. Okay. Jump in. Do some bashing. Okay, that was... She was locked into that animation. Crap. No. No. Fight, please. Okay, let's get out. Okay, there's a lot of blood here that I can pick up. Okay, so that one's gone. I gotta save my blood now to get some heals. Oh, she's got 2 scythes. That's awesome. Okay, I'm gonna save my blood. I could use it to charge, but there's no reason to. Because she comes at me real quick. Couple hits. Oh, I should have backed out. Should have backed out. Hey, yeah.
Innocent.
Let's hit her with this. Do this. Oh, jeez. I meant to get bite in on those. Okay, I need to back out. Crap. Okay, I don't have enough to heal myself. I'm so focused right now because I'm kind of on a knife edge of living. She just needs like one good hit on me. Oh, come on, I meant to get out there. Okay, and I'm just slowly regenerating my stamina. Okay, cool. Yes, I need you guys. Give me blood. Blood. Okay, let's back out. Get a couple hits. Back out. Right? I'm like using all of my strats that I have from stuff that I've learned in the game up till this point. Oh, I had a really good angle on her. She managed to spin back around. Ah, stop that garbage.
Do you think your champion defeated me, my child?
No one could ever defeat you, mother of us all, for you are our every root and leaf.
You've always been my most amusing son.
Then go back to sleep, my queen, and smile at us from your dreams.
Did they feel my wrath? Have they suffered enough?
More than ever, mother of us all.
Until the next time.
Until the next time.
That was awesome.
So it's over then, young Ekon. You have put an end to this terrible menace.
Old Bridget? What are you doing here?
This is my realm, Ekon. This is OSWguild territory.
But they were all massacred by the monstrosity that Harriet became.
Others will come, engendered by deceitful vampires. I don't mean you, of course.
I thought you'd been slaughtered, with all the other OSWgulds.
I was up above, in search of help when Harriet suddenly turned into that thing. I have no idea what it was.
It's over now. London is no longer shrouded in the disaster's shadow. We're all safe.
Yes, you prevailed in the end. I hope you'll forgive me for the way I treated you when first you presented yourself at our gate.
No need to apologize, really.
Perhaps there will be no stories told or songs sung of what happened here today. But I'll know the truth. Jonathan Reid, newborn vampire, stepped forward and saved us all.
I'm honored to be part of this city's legend. Thank you, old Bridget. May I ask you just one question?
How could I refuse you anything now? I'll answer just as I answered Lady Ashbury when we met a few nights ago.
Who are you? Really?
I was born with the name Bridget Eleanor Wellington. In 1738, my beloved and immortal husband decided to preserve my beauty and youth forever by making me drink his blood.
You were Lord Redgrave's wife. Then the pompous fool rejected you, did he not?
It was about 200 years ago. Peace found me in time.
I see.
And I sincerely hope it will find you too, now that all is over.
No, it's not over. I may have ended the vampire epidemic, but I still need answers from the woman I love.
I feared you would say that. Go then, young Ekon, and face your fate. Just remember that I'll always be here for you.
This is awesome. Okay, so when I was like, I've got some I've got some things
London
about this.
has been cleansed.
I guess I'll wait on that.
This
Hold that
catastrophe
thought.
came about when an ancient malignant will crossed paths with mortal imprudence. For now, we are safe. For now. My craving for blood remains. Red like hate, red like hunger. Red as life and death, passing from one immortal to another. From predator to victim. Patiently biding its time to rise again. London has been cleansed for now, but there's a simmering hatred, fear, and old grudges. When will we succumb, mortals and immortals alike? The next disaster is only a matter of time. My only hope now is to catch the woman I love, to understand why she fled, and unmask the secret that has been lurking in her blood for so long.
This is cool. I had thoughts. Those thoughts were now... Oh my gosh, this is so pretty. I had thoughts. Those thoughts have now been kind of fixed. I will share those at the end because this is really cool. Also, does she have a castle? Because that's really awesome. Nice car.
Well, this is it. Lady Ashbur's domain. Why am I not surprised it's not on any maps?
Do I get to play it?
I better
I know.
hurry.
This is cool. Does that mean that there's like collectibles here? You like how it's like, hey, this is the way to go, dummy. And I'm like, but if I can look around, anything in there? Anything over here? Just making sure, you know, just making sure. Healthy carrier. Learn the truth about Elizabeth. I would love to. Ooh. Hello there. Got stuff to tell me?
Beautiful morn, my child. It looks like dawn is here at long last.
Can't you just leave me alone? Your precious queen has been sent back to the bottomless pit from whence she came. The nightmare is almost over.
I am here to say goodbye. The sun's warmth exhausts me. Soon I will rejoin my queen in her endless sleep. It is over. You did well.
Okay. Cool.
So our beloved mother will just go back to sleep, now that enough people have suffered. Is that it?
No, Jonathan. The Morrigan has been appeased because you dared confront her. You have prevailed, my bittersweet champion.
And what are you to her? Her counterpart? Her opponent in some timeless game?
She is my mother, my dreadful and sour-tempered mother. She is yours too, in a way, but you are not born from her terrible womb like me. You are but a distant child.
What does she seek? Revenge? Retribution?
She seeks nothing, since she only dreams of it. In the ancient tongue, when I was young, her name meant ghostly queen. Pray she never fully awakens, for her wrath knows no bounds.
Okay.
Why did Harriet Jones become a disaster?
You are the doctor. You hold the knowledge needed to answer such a question. Have you the answer?
Do I?
I noticed that all the Icors were female, as if a male couldn't endure the metamorphosis. Harriet was also a bitter and resentful woman, as was her daughter.
If the Morrigan prefers despoiled women to become the vessels of her wrath, we should be thankful that but one disaster hath been cast upon this wobbling world.
Icors seem to carry various diseases. They did not merely turn people into skulls. Their presence alone spreads death.
Who knows whether the Red Queen awakens when cursed mortals endure such epidemics, or if the contagions emerge like a curse as she awakes.
Okay, interesting.
This is not over. I am here to find the true origin of the blood of hate.
'Tis unwise to interfere with a tale rooted so deeply in the suffering of others.
Ooh, so what is going on with Elizabeth? What are we gonna find out here?
What will happen to Ascalon? Will you let them run the country from the shadows?
I don't interfere with petty political intrigues. Ascalon was built upon the lie of a lineage. Such a deceit cannot last forever.
Fair. Glad I didn't join that.
But Lord Redgrave definitely possessed Marshall's blood. Untainted blood from the greatest vampire knight.
Really? I wonder how he managed to acquire it. Perhaps I should retrieve this artifact before going back to sea.
Maybe you should.
What will become of the vampire hunters?
They will never stop searching for William Marshall, for he escaped their two great hunts. Remember that you too are now on their dark list.
I suppose, yeah.
What will become of the Brotherhood?
I foresee trouble for them now that your progeny considers becoming the new primate.
But I'm certain the current primate has no wish to resign.
Exactly. And I am not fully convinced your progeny truly understands what dreadful power he is about to defy.
Yeah, that's gonna be bad.
No. I must know why Elizabeth fled here when I discovered she was the original healthy carrier.
No, she is not what you say she is. That is a secret you will discover soon enough.
And you? Why are you here? Which new thread of which old twisted plan are you seeking to pull now? Tell me the truth.
I am just here to salute my sons and to bid them fare thee well.
Your sons? Plural? My God, will you ever stop speaking in riddles?
No
Perhaps
kidding.
I am too old for your spoken language. Perhaps you now have so many subtle words you no longer hear the simplest ones.
Curious. Interestingly
Tell me about
written.
William Marshall. Why is his blood so strong?
He is not stronger than you, only older. You are strong, Jonathan Reid. A champion of your time, chosen to defeat a threat spawned of this generation.
I mean, that's fair. I have defeated a lot of things.
Is he here? Is William Marshall here? Is that why you're here now, too?
Have I not already answered that question?
Say goodbye to his sons. Yeah, so that he is here. Interesting.
His blood was not tainted. The blood Lord Redgrave possessed. That which I used in the serum. But what if it had been?
Then you would have failed, I suppose. For the blood of hate would have corrupted you too.
So I'm kind of thinking like, okay, so if William Marshall was also a son of Mirrodin, then it's there's a lot of puzzle pieces like slowly piecing themselves together in my head from the narrative of this game. And I have a feeling this is going to be one of those things that like in a week from now, after finishing the game, I'll be like, oh, I see where the connection is. And I'm going to be thinking about this for several days. And that's a good thing. That is a sign of a well-written story, one that makes you continuously think about it in ways where you're piecing things together.
When he fought me, Geoffrey McCullum used a serum made of King Arthur's blood. Since then, I have discovered that it was vampire blood. Whose blood was it?
You just said it. It was the blood of a king. The blood of the champion I chose to save this land in its time of greatest peril.
Huh. So King Arthur
was also your progeny. Why am I not surprised?
Yes, he was. But he he failed in the end. And for centuries the land suffered his defeat.
I see.
Who are your sons? Why do you bid them farewell now?
You are my son, as is William Marshall.
Okay, it's really spelled that one out. Didn't need to. I put the pieces together already.
This is madness. How many have you created? Who else? Shakespeare? Isaac Newton? Alfred the Great? Francis Drake? Thomas More? Guy Fawkes?
My progeny is scarce, for I rarely feel the urge to protect this land anymore. But yes, one of those you named is your immortal brother. Maybe you shall meet one night.
Interesting.
So that is all we are to you? Puppets you create to defeat some threat born from a dreaming devil?
No. You are my sons. I am proud of you. I mourn when you fail.
I wonder if, just a random thought while I'm listening to this, I wonder if they are capable of making a second game based in World War II.
Speak clearly then, and answer my last question.
What is it?
Did I defeat the epidemic?
Now you've found the castle, Jonathan Reid. Only you can answer that. Farewell, my child. I shall dream about you soon.
That's creepy. Why you gotta say it like that? Well, so, why'd you wink at me? That makes no sense either. It's weird and creepy. Now, of course, I'm going to look around because from what we just learned, oh, maybe I'm not looking around the right way. From what I just learned, this castle is rather ancient, and oh my gosh, is it pretty? This is the first time. Here's the thing. This is the first time in this game that we have seen dawn, which, you know, I don't want to turn to ash. If that's a thing, then I don't want to have to deal with that.
I cannot enter. The castle walls look decrepit. Maybe I can find a way to sneak in.
But that's the thing, is like, this is the first time seeing the game like this, and it is gorgeous. It's really well done. The fog and stuff really stand out. And they did a great job of setting you up for this cool moment of being like, oh, this place is awesome, by simply just being like, hey, like, here you go. Oh, do I have a map? Unknown area. Okay. By being simply like, hey, here's this cool thing. Check it out. And it completely is juxtaposed against the rest of the game that is dark and dreary. And now you're at this kind of creepy castle. Can I go unlock this? No, it's not gonna let me. I tried. I'm just kind of looking around. I have no idea where to go. I'm sure that there's probably nothing crazy hidden here, but that doesn't stop me from taking a look. I mean, they put all of this effort into creating this really awesome spot. Why not take a look at it? You know what I mean? Why not admire this castle that they've built? There was like some kind of cross up on the top there too that I probably should take a look at, because this appears to be going maybe the right direction. Like, am I accidentally going the right direction here? It does appear so. So I'm gonna take a look at this. This is cool. Oh gosh, that's so pretty with the sun hitting that. Again, it's well juxtaposed.
It's locked.
With the rest of the game.
Manor isn't expecting visitors.
Well, maybe she'll be surprised to see me then. Okay, this appears to be a dead end, but I can go up here. Which now, ooh, there we go. Cool, so I can get in this way.
Maybe it's just my imagination, but I think I smell Elizabeth's perfume. She must be here somewhere.
Yeah, I don't see her. This is cool. This is really freaking...
It's locked.
Cool. Old letter. London 4th, August 1865. Dear Lady Ashbury, thank you for your recent letter and all the good news it contained. I cannot wait to finally meet you when you arrive in London. The garden is beautiful under the summer sky, although I noted your wish to avoid heat and direct sunlight because of your frail health. You're welcome any day. We'll discuss this wonderful idea of yours concerning the foundation of an orphanage for young ladies, inspired by the French Maison Royale de Saint Louis. Sadly, closed when the French people chose, my God, I can't even write these words down, to cut their king's head off. Such a place, destined to provide a good education to gifted but poor orphan girls, will surely excite my friends here in the city. You can count me in, or you can count on me and my influence to help make your project a huge success. Yours ever sincerely, Countess Alexandra Somerset. Cool. So is this, okay, that's not a collectible. I'm just making sure. But now we know we can find things, so I may as well look around. What's this? Copy of a letter. I have a feeling I'm going to be reading a lot here. Ashbury Castle, 21st of September, 1795. Dear Mr. McAllister, as the new legal owner of the Ashbury estate, I intend to quickly engage in the overdue maintenance and repairs of the walls and the crypt of the castle. Among the few architects I invited to send forth proposals, I was most impressed by your respectful approach concerning renovations on historical buildings and their preservation. I would be glad to meet you or at your convenience. My only request would be to speak to you directly and not your assistants. Any evening of next month would be agreeable. You may come to the castle, or I can meet you at your office as you prefer. If you agreed to come to the castle, I could show you what kind of repairs and modifications I have in mind concerning your crypt, which may need considerable work and reconstruction. Very sincerely, Lady Ashbury.
Like most castles, this one has a crypt, and it holds something special inside.
Is it William Marshall? Portrait of Dr. Jonathan Reid by Elizabeth Ashbury, 1918.
Elizabeth, my love.
Aw.
You allow my portrait to watch over you while you sleep.
Aw, she painted a picture. She painted a picture. Portrait of Elizabeth Blackwood by Johannes Vampyr, 1666. 1666. Okay, so we got some date linkage there, which is good. We're starting to learn
This
stuff.
castle is falling apart.
Yeah, but it's really cool, isn't it, Jonathan? Tell me it's cool. Picture of Lady Ashbury in Paris, 1888. Ooh, that was with the Eiffel Tower being built in the background. This is so cool. Okay. I guess I hop. Not seeing any
That
things.
sweet fragrance. Elizabeth's perfume. She was here, and recently.
Oh, I see. You can smell it. Locate the secret passage, which is definitely gonna be cool, I'm sure. This is awesome. This is like a really cool... I don't know if this is considered an epilogue or what, but it is cool nonetheless because it's like this really cool little thing that is... Oh, okay, well, I found the secret passage. That was easy. I had a feeling it was in the fireplace, but I want to look around more. Can I go in here? Damn right I can. Ooh, there's like an armor room. There's a downstairs area. Okay. Where's this go? Okay. I'm trying to explore everything on this level before I go anywhere. So let's go look this way. Ooh, what was that? Oh, there it is. Recent letter. Dunbarrow Sanatorium, Scotland, 27th, July 1909. Dear Lady Ashbury, I thank you for your previous letters and ardent discussions about vampire folklore. It's now obvious we share an opinion concerning scientific and modern approach towards the need for blood and the cure for addiction. I must confess I admire your charitable attitude when I met you at the Dunbarrow Sanatorium. I'm still impressed by your kindness when talking with humble and poor patients. I was delighted to read about the position of administrator at the Pembroke Hospital you financed since its founding. After a few days of deliberation, I'm happy to accept your offer. It will be, for me, an occasion to get back to the busy streets of London after years of public service in the beautiful but far quieter Scotland. I will be glad to meet you there and discuss with you further about immortality, its advantages and disadvantages, and how to enhance your condition. I look forward to our next meeting. Yours sincerely, Dr. Edgar Swansea. Recent letter, yeah. About 9 years ago or something like that. This goes outside.
This painting looks suspicious.
Which painting? Which one? Oh, rats. I don't want. I'm not gonna feed on rats while I'm here. That's just rude. Oh, that one. Oh yeah, you see what that is? Oh, that's obvious now. Okay, well, let's go look at said suspicious painting. That's cool. So, I'm gonna quickly go hit the... I'm gonna quickly find the passage so I know that is the direction I need to go without going down into it. And then I'm gonna explore... Ooh, there was a painting there. I'm gonna explore the rest of this area. Portrait of Elizabeth and Jacob Blackwood in Versailles, 1788. He looks very, dead. Wow, Versailles.
What are these symbols? I can feel a mechanism, but it doesn't work.
Right. So there's a shield. Okay, so I'm glad I found that to look at it. I also like that they're using Elizabeth's theme because, of course, she, you know, she's been having this like really kind of. I'm gonna look at shields and stuff because that's what that is. I'm gonna look at or the thing with her theme is it's very haunting, right? But beautiful. It's like beautifully haunting. It's the only way I can describe it. But man, oh man, is it cool. Yeah, get away, rats. I wonder if she feeds on the rats. Is that a thing she does? Or she's just like, nom, I need a snack, nom. Nice, that's there. We can go to the other side, but let's open this door. Okay, so this goes back to where we were up here. Okay, cool. I like, see, this is the thing. I like unlocking things. I'm like, yep, let's take that, and we'll take that. It's a chest. Old contract. Inverness, 2nd of February, 1807. Dear Miss Ashbury, when last we communicated, you asked for the conveyance of a large coffin from Temple Church, London, to the crypt of Ashbury Castle in Scotland. I'm happy to report your request has finally been validated. My drivers have been informed that activate sensors. It's giving me a hint here. For security reasons, guards must always protect the coffin. You have hired these individuals who will be waiting for us in London. They have been informed that under no circumstance should the carriage try to pass a river by boat. Interesting. But, because of flowing water. Right. But always by road and bridges. For the precious wood and the relics inside the coffin cannot be exposed to humidity and moisture. You'll find a detailed quote for the entire operation attached to this letter. We are ready to go to London as soon as payment is received in full. Very respectfully, Samuel Lewis, independent contractor. So, she has had something. Oh, I see. Okay. I'll look at that in just a second. Does this unlock this door? Yes. She has, she had William Marshall transferred here, I believe.
A sword and a moon are the symbols I should look for.
Okay, cool. Thank you for letting me know. I would have probably walked around without hitting anything like that. So sword and moon, which means it's likely in this room. I actually don't know quite what I'm looking for here. So okay, here's a thought. They wouldn't have opened that upstairs area again if I couldn't find a symbol upstairs. So I'm gonna check real quick here, but I don't see it. It's kind of a cool little puzzle. It allows me to explore the mansion, the castle, in a cool way. Maybe I need to go back out. Maybe that's what this is. I don't know. I probably could just look it up real quick. That way I'm not wasting a ton of time. But I am, again, enjoying my exploration of this place. And this is definitely a door I cannot get into. Okay. So let's go back down here. And let's look at this.
What are these symbols? I can feel a mechanism, but it doesn't work.
Right, so if that's a shield... Okay, so what's that one?
Here's another switch. I should keep looking.
Okay, so I assume the switches are in here then. What's that one?
One last switch, and
So that's the moon. So I'm looking for the sword. The S word. It's not there. Nothing's glowing in here, so it's got to be in this room, right? Oh,
Voila.
there we go. Cool. I feel good about searching around and finding that stuff and actually doing that on my own without looking it up. This place is creepy. Ooh, there's something there, though. Okay. This is, this is quite the read. So buckle in, Buttercup, because I'm about to have quite the interesting maybe 5 minutes of my time. 12:17. An angel came. This is ancient tome. An angel came to me. Blessed be to God. Michael appeared to me last night in all his glory, shaped in glorious blood, to grant me eternal life at the dusk of life, at the dusk of my life. The apparition was so sublime and terrible that I could not help but lower my head and close my eyes. Struck by the divine gift, I fell to the ground, only to awake the next night. You will serve me as you served your kings, said the angel before striking me with all his power. You will protect this land through the eons to come. For all who knew me, I should now hide and retreat. For all who knew me, I should now hide and retreat. For they consider me dead soon. So they consider me dead. Soon I will leave the company of men to serve my new purpose, blessed be God. 1350, Michael appeared to me last night in my retreat under Temple Church and asked me to prepare for battle. The land must be saved. Death is everywhere, the Black Death. An epidemic sent by the devil himself to punish mortals all over the world. My arm is strong. In the name of God, I shall smite enemies of mankind. England shall prevail. Okay, so we're jumping pretty high here. 1569. It is almost 20 years since my fight started against the devil, and the end is uncertain. From time to time, the plague, the Black Death, reappears in a village, in a town, and each time the vicious minions of hell approach to get their share of the mortal suffering. Vampires, dreadful creatures. I won't let, this land collapse until my last breath. I'll serve and protect England. 1578. Tonight, in the small village of Hoddesdon, I met the most delicate soul I've seen for a long time. She was singing for the dead, singing for those she knew and loved, those killed by a new plague outbreak, without fearing for her own life. Her voice moved me, so I chose to let her live. I offered her eternal life as a reward for her virtue and most pious attitude. Her name is Elizabeth Inglewood, for I am not alone anymore. Together we shall praise God in all his glory for the eons to come. 1618. My heart is breaking. My soul is bleeding. Tonight my dear Elizabeth left me. I have taught her all I knew, all she needed to know. Now she must walk her own path through the ages. This is her wish, and I respect it. Elizabeth Inglewood, my sweet daughter, is gone, for she now wants to be known as Elizabeth Blackwood. I made her a promise. If she ever comes back to Hoddesdon, she will find me there, managing the Bull Inn her parents owned before dying. William Marshall shall disappear for a few times, too, now that the Black Death is no more. Until we meet again, I shall be known as William Thorne, waiting for my angel to come back. This is interesting. William Marshall may not be a vampire, which is fascinating. The devil is at work again. The Great Plague is back, reaping thousands of lives in London. I must sell the Bull Inn and go there. Once more, William Marshall shall protect the land. 1666. Okay, this is an important date. What have I done? I let the devil infect me. God forgive me. The terrifying creature I had to defeat was a demon straight from hell, an abomination of the flesh, a walking apocalypse. I had to trap the dreadful creature in St. Paul's Church and set the building on fire. Without the advice of Michael, I don't know if I could have defeated my enemy. The flames cleansed the city of the demon's presence, but half of London burnt down. Ever since, I have dreamt of a red flood of slaughter and rage. It's like the disaster had tainted my blood, my very soul. For the first time in centuries, I'm afraid I shall crawl back to my retreat and pray to God for the mercy of my infected soul. A year later, that's a lot of reading. 1667, Elizabeth came to me. She said she felt my pain and rushed to save me. My poor daughter, blinded by rage, intoxicated by the blood of hate. I bit her. She fled, shocked by my betrayal. I laughed and cried as she cursed me. God, have I betrayed you? Have you abandoned me? So he turned her into a vampire, right? But it doesn't have to become a progeny. You have to drink the blood. Okay, so I don't know how that works. But okay, so he bit her. 1712. My prayers have been heard. I have found the strength to resist the need for blood, the never-ending hunger. My poor Elizabeth, will you ever forgive me? I've heard you now kill and take pleasure in bloodbaths with this new progeny of yours. You're a victim in this. What have I done? I swear I will find a way to make amends for what I have done to you. I swear I shall only rest once I know to appease the blood of hate. Or I know how to appease the blood of hate. 1785. The Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole finally agreed to meet me in London. They proposed to meet inside the new Cathedral of St. Paul. I like the wit and solemnity of this place. What a symbol to choose the place where I defeated this disaster, but also the place where I fell. I agreed to their proposition. There, in the sacred silence of the church and under the eye of God, they respectfully listened to me. They acknowledged my victory against this evil creature. The Dus Astro, the eater of stars, who only wished to spread death and pestilence all around her. Since they acknowledged my will to save London in 1666, they heard my request, my burning desire to stop the blood of hate. Their primate promised to come back to me with an answer. The primate of St. Paul wrote back to me with just a name, the Tear of Angels. According to him, this ancient artifact could heal anything, cleanse any blackened soul, and purify my blood. Blessed be the Lord. It took me more than 100 years to find a cure for the blood of hate, but I finally have found it. Soon the rage shall end. Soon I may repair the wrong I did and cleanse my failures. Now all I need to do is retrieve the necessary ingredients to create the artifact. Blood of the purest heart mixed with blood of a king. To find such rare ingredients is not what worries me the most, for time is on my side. It is the last part that worries me. Pure essence of garlic. I'm afraid it will literally hurt like hell when I drink the antidote, but if that's the price to pay to cleanse my soul and correct my mistakes, I am ready to endure the excruciating pain. So I've done all but the garlic. I've done the penicillin. 1786. I finally managed to gather all ingredients needed to concoct the Tear of Angels. Blood of a purest heart of the fortitude, blood of a king for courage, garlic essence for the painful cleansing. After months of impatience, almost made mad by the hunger, I waited again and again until finally Elizabeth cautiously came to me. As promised, I had chained myself to be sure I would not attack her again. I did not recognize my sweet daughter at first, for she only was Lady Blackwood now, the dreadful mistress of the dark who took delight in slaughter and carnage in France. She smirked as I apologized and cried for what I had inflicted to her. She shouted at me when I tried to explain to her that my bite had infected her, had given her the blood of hate, now burning in her veins, in her soul. I told her I have found a cure, and that I had managed to create one dose of antidote. I gave it to her to give back her precious, peaceful life. In exchange, I only asked her to take care of me, for I intended to be locked down in my tomb, chained if necessary, to impeach me from feeding on any mortal or immortal. She reluctantly took the Tear of Angels and left. I hope to see her again soon, cured and at peace. There's a big break here. I don't know why, but that's what it is. 1794. She came back to me finally, cured, healthy, joyful. My Elizabeth, she told me she had drunk the antidote about a year ago in France. I think it's just AFKing me, which is why that's popping up. After witnessing and taking part in the massacre of an entire orphanage caused by the blood of hate Okay, so that's why she wants to kind of make amends and do the orphanage thing. That's when Lady Blackwood died, she said. She promised she would take care of me now. That's all I ask as I repent for all the murdered souls caused by my negligence of more than 100 years. 1795. My dearest daughter came back last week to tell me the good news. She has recently bought a castle in Scotland. She will soon finance the renovation of the castle crypt to provide me a new retreat, far from temptation, far from the noisy, crowded cities. I can't wait to embrace the solitude. Find the peace I need to refrain from killing. God, please give me the strength to resist the urges during the journey from London to my new domain. Before I leave, I should give a copy of these memoirs to the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole, without the most shameful and sensible information, of course. Soon I shall leave London to pursue my penance. There I shall find peace at last, with the support of my resuscitated Elizabeth. Holy crap, that was a lot of information. But good information, right? Like, that was kind of the... Is there a hole there? It's like blue. Anyways, that was kind of the information I was hoping for, and the fact that I got it is nice. It's very, very nice. But what else shall I come across in these dark crypts? Only I shall know.
Drop your sword, Father. You have nothing to be afraid of.
Shall we abandon this then? Shall we lower our heads?
No. Never. You taught me that.
He is not looking good.
Blood is approaching. Old but young. How strange. Shall I drink it? Smite it?
No, Father. He is a friend. Please, rest. I'll take care of it.
Caution, Elizabeth. Deceit runs through these veins.
I know, Father. What took you so long, Jonathan?
What? Woman?
Is this really him?
Yes. This is William Marshall, 1st Earl of Pembroke, servant of 5 mortal kings, former regent and savior of England. The greatest knight who ever lived, according to some.
And you called him father?
For he gave me eternal life, and much more.
I have so many questions, Elizabeth.
You always had questions, Dr. Reid.
Now that I stand before you both,
Here we go.
in this vault, I know not where to begin.
We still have a few minutes left.
A minute? Wait, minutes for what? What is going on?
Where are we? What is this place?
This is the Ashbury estate. I inherited the title when I purchased the castle.
Okay.
Is this your retreat? Something of a secret place?
It's more of a sanctuary, really. This is where I take care of my father. Ever since he became unwell.
Okay.
Are you not afraid someone might discover you here? It's not that hard to find.
Do not assume that I would hesitate to silence anyone who tried to reveal my secret. Fortunately, it has rarely come to that.
Why did you flee here?
When you told me I was the healthy carrier, I had nowhere else to go.
You mean you had to return to the real source of this scourge?
Yes, to end it, once and for all.
Okay, so, okay, I see. So, okay, I've put the pieces together. It finally clicked. Like, this should have happened like 20 or 30 minutes ago, but it finally clicked. Because she is the progeny of Marshall, she was the healthy carrier of this plague that started, right? And now she's come here to end it.
Will you go back to London?
No, Jonathan. I do not intend to.
And what of your daughter?
Charlotte is a strong, independent woman. who's about to come into money. I took care of everything. Now it's time for her to shape her future.
Okay.
I have destroyed the disaster, this creature that Harriet Jones had become. The epidemic is no more, and London will recover. In time.
Yes. You did well, Jonathan. You truly saved the city.
Yes, we did. Despite all obstacles. I'm truly convinced we did it together, Elizabeth.
I cannot bear knowing I was the cause of all this. Through the use of my own blood.
No. This catastrophe was the result of unethical experimentation.
Yeah, totally was.
And the will of a creature so inexplicably evil. She exceeds all the terrible wonders I have seen since my death.
But it was my blood all along. My corrupted blood of hate. The poisoned blood of my father. A healthy carrier. That's all I am.
Well, no.
Why are you hiding William Marshall here?
How could I not take care of him? He sacrificed himself by giving me the only dose of antidote he had.
He gave you the antidote?
Yes, you just read the letter, well, dude, come
And
on.
in doing so, he knew he'd have to be confined here. And yet he volunteered. That's how great a man William Marshall was. And still is.
What do you do for him?
I visit him as often as possible. I paint the landscapes he will never see again. I feed him with my blood.
You feed him? You barely sustain yourself on the weak blood of the dying, yet you give him your blood?
After he saved me from the blood rage, I swore I would never kill to feed. He said the same.
I see.
Is he dangerous?
What do you think? He is a thirsty Echo who has not fed in centuries. An elder vampire, driven by an urge to kill and spread the blood of hate.
No redemption, then?
And yet he thinks he has been offered immortality by the angels to protect the feeble and to smite the unholy.
Can he communicate?
Yes. Sometimes he even seems like the noble knight who saved and raised me. But you know, the malice never fully leaves his eyes.
This is really interesting.
We could cure him.
It's too late. The blood of hate has run for too long. The antidote would not work on him. I tried. Believe me, I tried.
William Marshall infected you. He is the true, original carrier.
Yes. But he saved me by sacrificing himself.
Saved you? How?
The tears of angels. The cleansing of impure blood by an older, more powerful blood. It worked on me, did it not?
Yes. Blood is the definitive key to our species. Scowls, cleansing, lineage. Do you really think it worked?
It has, Jonathan. I was nothing but a beast who took pleasure in slaughter. I roamed across Europe, reaping my bloody crop. It was the blood of hate. But my father's antidote cured me.
This is really cool.
Who are you, really?
How could I answer that? I went through many lives and identities to reach this day. To you, I am Elizabeth Ashbury, and that's all I wish to be.
I understand. And I respect your desire for privacy.
Thank you, Jonathan.
How did you meet William Marshall?
He was an Ekon for centuries when he found me. He saved me from certain death by making me his progeny.
Why did he choose you?
You should ask him that.
Ooh, do I get to talk to him?
Did you ever blame him?
Not even when he was infected and bit me. He is my father. He raised me. He taught me how to behave.
What about us?
What do you mean?
You know my feelings towards you, Elizabeth. But you left without a word. So I'm worried about your feelings towards me.
I love you, Jonathan. I've loved you since the moment I saw you rescue poor Mr. Hampton in that filthy slaughterhouse. Forgetting the danger as you turned your back, like the newborn fool you were.
Thanks.
You should have told me.
No, Jonathan. The William Marshall myth lies at the heart of so many hostile plans. I could not risk jeopardizing his safety.
So why did you come here? You knew I would follow you. I can't let you go.
Because I know now the blood of hate is still in my veins. No one but I can put an end to this tragedy.
I can help you. You can trust me, Elizabeth.
I know, Jonathan. You have been the most loyal ally these last few weeks. But this is my duty.
Would your protege agree to speak with me? I have so many questions for him.
Go on, Jonathan. But be careful.
This is cool.
Yes.
Oh,
So
hi.
William. My God. You really are William Marshall. You served Richard the Lionheart and his brother, King John. It is such a privilege to meet you.
I did in my day. Come closer if you want to speak. For my hearing isn't what it used to be.
I think your hearing is fine, sir.
What is it you want then?
Let's ask all these
I
questions.
found your research on the antidote. The tears of the angels. What ingredients did you use?
Once I understood what the ingredients were, I used the tears of King Richard and the pure blood of the valiant Boadicea.
Okay.
King Richard and Boadicea? How did you find such relics?
It took me many years to locate their hiding place. Then I had to learn the formula. If I recall, it belonged to an ancient brotherhood. The Order of St. Paul, I believe.
And did it work?
Yes. The tears cleansed my poor Elizabeth's blackened heart. It was such a blessing to see her smile again.
I found and defeated the disaster that was threatening to smite London. You should know that the city is safe for now, Sir William.
Then may I call you brother? Did you resist its poison? Even a scratch from a beast so evil could endanger you and all those you care for.
You also defeated one in 1666. Who was it?
She was a malicious witch who spread plague throughout the city with her army of rats. She had been hiding in a bakery in Pudding Lane for months when I finally found her.
How did you defeat it?
We fought for hours. In the end, I had to lock her in St. Paul's Cathedral and burn the building down. I wanted to be sure she was destroyed.
Right. Okay.
The blood of hate. How does it affect you? Do you feel it now?
The blood of hate? Yes. Nothing more than a sneeze, really. A sneeze held for so long, you could blow a fortress down if you released it.
I would like to ask you about vampires.
Vampires? What about them?
Considering your experience, please tell me what you know.
They are terrible creatures. I have seen and fought many in my time. Foul temptresses with sharp claws and shrieking beaks.
I have never seen such a creature. What are you talking about?
Of course you've never seen a creature like them. Vampires are deadly, swift and implacable.
Where did you encounter such creatures?
The last time I saw one was in a Celtic temple near Salisbury. A terrible and god-forsaken place full of ghosts and pestilence.
That's curious.
Can we speak about the Morrigan?
The Red Queen. What of her?
You met her, did you not?
Just once. But she never ceased to sing to me. I love her song. It is a song of blood and war. I only wish she would sometimes let me rest.
Do you know who she is?
I don't want to discuss this in front of my sweet Elizabeth.
Why?
For a time, she too could hear the Red Song. The steps she danced to its melody brought pain upon the world.
Okay.
Do you remember Myrddin, your maker?
Only God is my maker, for he created everything on this earth. He blessed me with eternal life through his archangel, Michael.
But Myrddin, Michael, is a vampire. He made you a blood-sucking creature of the night.
Blood, yes. I used to drink it from the throats of the unworthy. Then I was punished for my deceit. During my penance, I rely entirely upon my sweet Elizabeth.
Okay, so he was changed by Myrddin, which he believed was Michael. And, okay, I see. I see his justification for what he is.
Tell me about Elizabeth. How was she infected?
I do not wish to discuss it.
Please, Sir William. I need to know what the blood of hate is. How is it transmitted?
After defeating the disaster in St. Paul's Cathedral, I returned to my retreat, infected. This is where my sweet Elizabeth found me, for she heard my pain from across the sea.
Where is this retreat you mentioned?
In London, under Temple Church, beneath my empty tomb.
I see.
I always loved to sleep there while listening to the bell above.
Basically where the crazy dude with the tarot cards is.
What happened then?
The blood of hate had twisted me into a rage-filled man. I attacked my progeny and infected her too. Forgive me, Elizabeth. I failed you.
You bit her again. Is that how she was infected with the disaster's blood? I think I understand now.
Elizabeth fled, and I fell to my knees, begging for forgiveness. I swore I would find a way to make things right.
Okay.
How did you meet Elizabeth?
Times were tough. I had awakened to protect the land from a new plague. I heard her sing for her dead family. Singing for her death to come. I chose to save her.
When was that?
It was so long ago. A few years after Elizabeth of England and Catherine of France established their alliance against Spain.
What did you do?
I raised her as my progeny. After she left to see the world, I rebuilt her deceased parents' inn. Owned it as William Thorne for a time. Those were good years.
So this is just kind of like reiterating what we read.
Did you really sacrifice yourself to save her?
That was the only righteous path. The blood of hate made me betray her. I am at peace here. I can think about what I've done and how I failed.
Do you not want to be cured?
No. This hunger is mine. I would feel empty without it. It has been part of me for so long. All I want is quiet. Silence.
You agreed to be confined here, then?
Yes. Once I was sure she was cured, I asked to be locked down here. I deserve it. The world needs it.
Okay.
We could set you free. Let you out. Isn't that what you want?
I pray for the day I'll see the sky again. I have all but forgotten its colors. I could walk and do so many things beneath the stars. But I doubt it will be wise to release me.
Then will you stay here and repent?
Elizabeth told me it will not be long now. I cannot wait to feel the sweet caress of her hand on my cheek after so long, as she releases me. Has the time come?
Yes, Father.
Why not unleash me then? To see the sky a final time.
You already are the sky, and all its stars.
I'm not defeated, for I welcome the sword you bear. For it is mine.
You were never defeated, my lord.
Ew.
Farewell, Father.
I don't think they needed to show that. I think it was pretty clear what happened.
And to you also, Jonathan.
What? Where are you
What
going?
do you mean?
I can't stand what I've become. This healthy carrier, as you put it. The flames will purify the poison that runs in my veins.
No! I won't allow this to happen.
I am death, Jonathan. Wherever I go, I can't stand it.
Is there a way to stop her?
Dr. Jonathan Reid, champion of Myrddin, chosen to save England from the vampire epidemic. I could cure you.
What do you mean?
We are creatures of blood, Elizabeth. Everything about us is in our blood. With time, I could perfect the antidote William Marshall gave you. Trust me, for time is on our side.
Aww.
That is a risk I cannot take, Jonathan. I won't bring another such disaster into this world.
Elizabeth, no. Trust me. I can save you.
How could I trust you, Jonathan? How could I take such a chance?
I'll stay here with you then. As long as we must, until I find a cure.
You have no idea what you're talking about, Jonathan. Despite his madness, William was strong enough to starve for centuries. I doubt we can do the same.
We will lock ourselves down then. I'll get all the material I need and I'll perform my research here with you until you're cured.
Are you mad? Who would take care of us? Who would free us if it takes decades or even more?
Old Bridget will take care of us.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
You are serious, aren't you? You really are ready to do this?
I love you, Elizabeth. I can do this. Please, stay with me.
I believe you. This is crazy, but I believe you, Jonathan.
Aww. I feel happy that I somehow made that happen. I don't know if there's a different ending there where she does walk into the flames if you don't tell her certain things, or if you don't end up having some kind of relationship with her, but
One prayer
very
for
interesting.
the summoned called by this song. Child born from darkness, whose path ye must find. Now the song is sung, and your path chosen. England is safe, for you have prevailed. I bid you farewell, my champion, bittersweet. You found yourself a newer quest, and so I leave you to it. My queen sleeps once again, and I'll soon join her slumber, until alas she rises, woken by the hunger never fed.
A taste for blood achievement. Okay. Cool. I just need to well done. Well done, guys. That was a cool freaking game. I'm a huge fan of vampire stuff. like classic vampire stuff, kind of like this. This has a few twists and turns here, but I like the vampire lore. I like the themes that come with it and the storytelling that comes with it. And as someone who has played through the Curse of Strahd in D&D, you know, that is something also that I really enjoyed, but I felt like was lacking in some way. And in ways, this game has managed to fulfill some of that promise that is left out in a lot of vampire lore, a lot of vampire story, in my opinion. I had an issue when I first walked into that sewer area and Myrddin basically pops up and is like, hey, here is all of this. Oh, I just realized. Myrddin gives... I just made a connection here. I'm gonna explain this. Myrddin gives the blood, or essentially makes King Arthur a vampire to take care of stuff. But the thing is, King Arthur and Merlin, also known as Myrddin, I see what they did with that. That's kind of cool. Anyways, yeah, when I first walked in there and he started just giving me exposition in weird, confusing ways, and I couldn't quite figure out what he was trying to tell me. I was like, really? Is this the point in the game where they're trying to explain stuff to me and they're doing such in a way that I can't really understand it, or I'm not gaining enough information out of it? And I was kind of frustrated with that. I was like, that's not what I want at the end of this game. I want payoff. I want answers to the questions that they have presented to me over and over and over in the game, and I wasn't getting really those answers. I was getting more riddles, more questions, and I was really frustrated with that. And then we got into that boss fight, and that boss fight was awesome, and it was the best boss fight in the game. It was really cool. It was well designed. I think there could have been more to it, of course, just like all the boss fights in this game, but it was awesome. From a visual perspective, it was evocative and it looked cool. It did all this cool stuff with the blood theme, and I loved that. And we get to the end of that area, and I'm like, okay, well, that's the end of the game. I'm still kind of feeling like there's not a lot going on there. And then we got to talk to what's-her-butt, and she was like, hey, I was made a vampire by Redgrave, and I was her wife, or his wife, and all this stuff. And so we get some backstory, some information there. We kind of figure out that she's going to remain in London and try to protect people, and it's cool. It's a cool little thing that we learned from her. I wasn't expecting to get to go find Emily. I was expecting Elizabeth, sorry. I was expecting a confrontation with her at some point, but I wasn't expecting to go to her castle, which was awesome and beautiful and cool, and a cool end cap to this game, in my opinion. Then to get all of this William Marshall lore that they've been giving us throughout the game, and to understand, like, oh, they actually have a very thick backstory to this game, where they've been peppering it in throughout, which is well written, right? That's a good sign of a story that is well written. They're giving us all this information throughout the game, teaching us like who these characters are, so we get the payoff at the end of all of the exposition, of all the real exposition. Because again, you know, we arrive at the castle and we get more stuff from Myrddin, and we're like, seriously, there's more enigmas wrapped in mystery, and you're just like, there's so much stuff that you're trying to tell me. And I gathered some of it, right? I could figure out that he was talking about William Marshall as being one of his sons, which means he created William Marshall as who he is. And if that is the case, and William Marshall sees him as the Gabriel, or whatever it was, whatever angel it was he thought it was, and William Marshall has an idea of who he is, and he's justifying that thing based on the beliefs he has, and that's cool. That makes sense. And it kind of goes through all of the exposition like that, and you realize that Elizabeth has been connected to this the entire time. And we get to the ending, our essential ending of the game, where we find out that Elizabeth essentially wants to kill herself. And I don't know if, based on our choices, we kept her from doing that and we got to go have our own unique ending or not. I don't know, but I know that I liked my ending. I am totally okay with that. This is a game that is wholeheartedly based on sticking with your choices and not letting you go back on them. And your choices really matter because there is no changing that when it happens. And they don't relent on that at all throughout the game, and I like that. It's frustrating sometimes because as a person who, you know, imagine playing Dragon Age, actually, Mass Effect and Dragon Age, good examples of this, where I could save and be like, crap, I really didn't like that ending, or I really didn't like that choice. I'm gonna go back and do it again until I get the one that I want, that I'm looking for. This game doesn't do that. It doesn't even allow you the option. It's just like straight up, hey, here it is, here's your choice, you get to live with it. And I am so happy with how my ending was, how my choices panned out. Except for Swansea, I regret that. I regret not killing him. I think I should have, but at the same time, would I have regretted killing him? Because he would have been gone, and then I would have been like, crap, I did that. What would happen if he lived? And that is the sign of a really well-written narrative in the game. From start to finish, I enjoyed the systems. I've talked about those often, about the dynamic between feeding on people to gain XP and the level, or the world leveling up around you, and trying to balance that. I loved the dynamic of finding out different things about characters, even though I failed a lot of the hints. And I loved the idea of the different areas in the city being rooted in these linchpins that, when taken out, greatly reduce the health of that area in the city. All of this stuff worked so well together, and this is why Vampyr was my game of the year last year, despite I did not finish it last year. It was still the best game that I was playing the entirety of last year, and that says a lot because last year had some really good games. Obviously, I didn't play things like God of War, or Spider-Man, or Red Dead Redemption 2. Like, I didn't hit those games up because I'm not playing games on the console at the moment, but man, oh man, did Vampyr surprise me. I thought it was going to be at best a mediocre RPG with a cool vampire theme, and I had no expectations of it being a delightfully great game, and at the end of the day, it was. And I can't praise this game enough for doing awesome, cool things that we have not really seen in the world of RPGs, especially in a while, with the choices really mattering. And I think the narrative, as I mentioned earlier, is well told, is well written. It gives you an idea of a cool vampire story that is one that sucks you in, pun intended, and really gets you involved in what's going on with the individual like lores behind everything. Like, they keep the idea of like the running water being dangerous to vampires, and they even mention it at a couple points within the game, within like notes of like the vampire stuff, of like, these are the weaknesses of vampires. And gosh, that is just a breath of fresh air, ironically, because this is like old vampire stuff. I know this stuff. I know the wooden stake idea, and the idea behind the sun like killing you, and like just basic, or being invited into an area. You can't go into someone's abode unless you're invited in. Like, this is cool stuff that is all old Vampyr, and they implement it in a way that is refreshing and amazing. I absolutely loved it. So with all of that said, I want to know what you guys have thought about this playthrough, because I loved it. And especially the last like several episodes where I started making things way longer, I think it worked out better for the series, and I plan to continue doing that forward as we play more games. Let me know what you thought of the game. Thank you guys very much for watching all the way through this. It was incredible. It was a fun ride. And of course, thank you to everybody in the background during these credits who made a fantastic freaking game, proving once again that Don't Nod knows what they're doing when it comes to good narrative and fun games. But with all of that being said, we shall see you guys next time.